Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome once again to another episode here on Life Signatures. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is okay with you in this new year. New year, new things, right? No? New year, same you, new thoughts probably, new actions probably. Otherwise, things remain the same. We are in the middle of a series. We've been talking about the virtual world, how we can make the most out of the virtual world. And this virtual world accelerated itself when COVID-19 came and it hit us, locked us up in our homes, and schools were locked up, places of work were locked up, and so on. And we found ourselves needing to continue learning, needing to continue working. And so the only way we could be able to do that was virtually. However, as virtual meetings took up, as virtual trainings took up, as virtual working took up, there are very many things that were happening, and people individually at their individual capacities were not taking or making the most out of it. So I've been discussing how you can be able to get the most out of this virtual world. So let us look at one more way, even as we started winding up this series. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
We'll start obviously with doing a recap. If you're going to make the most out of your virtual world, number one, you've got to prepare yourself mentally. And this one doesn't just apply to the virtual world. It applies all over. If you're going to get the most out of anything, you need to prepare yourself. These things of falling in love at first sight, anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. But listen, preparation precedes advancement. Preparation precedes fruitfulness. Preparation precedes anything good that you're going to get. If you're just not going to prepare, just show up for the sake of showing up, then I cannot promise you that everything is going to be well for you. But the person who has sat down and mentally oriented themselves, mentally prepared themselves, they become better placed to do this, to get the most out of this virtual meeting. But to purpose to give it your all. Be there. Participate, whether you are the facilitator or not. Be there, participate. Let your presence be a blessing to other people. Number 3, remove all distractions inside you, outside of you, in your environment, whatever it is. Deal with all these distractions and get rid of them. Number 4, make sure that you put your video on. It's very powerful. When your video is on, you know you're accountable. When you're not accountable, you know you can do just about anything out of your own volition, and nobody's going to, ask you any question. So put your video on if you're going to make the most out of this. Yesterday, number 5, we said take some notes. Take some notes. Write down some things. Don't just go there empty-headed and come out of the meeting empty-headed also. Write down some notes, and we explained what that is yesterday. We said that when you're writing notes, you are not verbatim writing what is being said out of the mouth of the facilitator. You are percolating this information that is coming your way. You are gauging with where you are at and how you can be able to apply it. And then notes you're actually taking are action notes. You're writing things that apply to you, relevance. Christians normally call it rhema, revealed word. Like the Bible is logos, a written word. But when you read it, there's something that pops up in your mind and in your spirit that tells you, you gotta do this. That's now the rhema. That's what note taking is all about. So taking notes is not regurgitating, it's actually percolating, it's active learning. Today, one of the most powerful things that you can be able to do to get the most out of this virtual meeting, it is always engage and ask questions. Participate by engaging and asking questions. And I know that virtual meetings have two ways in which you can be able to ask questions. One, you can ask questions through the chat, and actually you can engage in the chat. Let me tell you one of the things, and I forgot to tell you this about note taking yesterday. Sometimes you can engage. Let me just talk about this today. Engaging in this virtual meeting means that as the facilitator is talking, you can actually chat. You can affirm some of the things that the facilitator is saying. You can do your wows and say, wow, that makes sense. That's total sense. Thanks for sharing that. And you can actually just quote whatever they have just said. That tells you that you're participating. I mean, you're engaging in this, and the more you engage in this, the more you're learning, the more you're getting out of it. It's totally different than as compared to when you sit back. Of course, you're learning and you sit back, but you're not engaging. The retention power is with the person who is engaging than with the person who is sitting pretty, even if they are concentrating. So engage in the chat and so on. But then also go one step ahead and ask questions. Ask questions. People who ask questions. Let me tell you something about facilitators, because I've facilitated quite a lot. A facilitator is in love with an audience that is participating and is asking questions. The best way for you to learn is to ask questions. And I normally challenge people and I tell them, ask me any question, even a stupid question. Just ask away. We need to learn to be asking questions. The worst you can do as a facilitator, as a teacher, as a trainer, is to get a group of people who are looking at you like a cow on a new gate. They are not asking nothing. It tells you when you go back home that what in the world was that? Probably what I say to those guys doesn't make sense to them. Maybe I was using hard words, and even if I was using hard words, that's an opportunity for them to ask a question. Pop up your hand and say, what does that mean? When you said lackadaisical, how can you spell lackadaisical for me? And what does lackadaisical mean anyway? See, you can always ask questions. Have this mentality at the back of your mind to be a learner, to be someone who is curious, to be someone who participates, to be someone who makes a nuisance out of the meeting through asking questions. That's how you make the meeting lively. That's how you make the training lively. That's how you get to learn. And I know you shouldn't disrupt the meeting just by raising your hand all the time and asking questions all the time and so on and so forth. I know there's some incidences in the meeting where you need to sit back and just learn. There's some incidences where you just need to sit back and listen. But at the back of your mind, ask questions, number one, to clarify. Ask questions, number two, to learn. Ask questions, number three, to add even information on what you've already heard or they've already shared. Keep asking questions. It is straightforward. Be an active participant in the meeting. Ask questions and answer some questions by asking others. Respond to the polls. Polls are going to be there. Chat with people. Crack jokes. Use the chat room to write notes and expound on the things that have been catching your attention. I mean, it's a virtual meeting. Make the most out of it. Remember, all the while your video is still on, unless of course they are using a system that doesn't allow attendees to put their videos on, but your video is on. You are chatting with people, you are asking questions, you are learning. This is one of the most powerful ways that anybody anywhere can be able to use to get the most out of a meeting that is virtual. Believe me, I'm daring you to go and try and do this one. I tell you, you're going to love virtual meetings from now henceforth if you've not been doing it. If you've just been putting on your attendance and you sit back and the meeting rambles on and nothing happens to you, you're not participating, you're not asking questions, you're not chatting, you're not engaging, it's going to be boring no matter how much active the facilitator is. Tomorrow we're going to put a close to this. But until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.